Mm-mm-mm.
Oh yeah, the music.
What's going on, everybody? Straight off the top, the WGC is in the building. Y'all know we got the boys in here tonight, along with Tatiana. We're gonna let her introduce herself first. How you doing, Tatiana? Tatiana,
You're
we
muted.
can't hear you. You're muted. Muted, Tatiana, muted. We're doing it live, though. Go ahead, Tatiana.
Thank you for letting me know.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Tati. I adore professional wrestling. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about wrestling pretty much about like 4 or 5 times a week. So if you want to hear wrestling from a female perspective, come check me out. Just put in Wrestle Tati and you will find me on YouTube.
Yes, and we will have her information in the description once this video is complete, so make sure y'all go check it out. Very consistent. Every time a show ends, WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, she's reviewing everything. So definitely y'all make sure y'all check her out. We wanted to get the female's perspective as well. That's why we're glad to have you on. So thanks for joining us. And then we have who always goes first, and I don't know if he likes it too much, Clint. What's going on?
What's up, guys? Just uploaded a video talking about a great feature. If they added it to 2K24 over on the YouTube channel, it would probably do pretty good. You can find me at Stryzer2 Wrestling, and you can also find me on Twitter at Stryzer STW.
All right, and I did see that video getting a lot of attention on Twitter too, so shout out to Stryzer for getting it done. Bryan, what's going on?
What's up, man? Just Bryan on YouTube. Any wrestling game, anything like that, y'all will find it there. And some televised content coming soon as well. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that as well, man.
Okay. So you're expanding the channel, right? Doing more than wrestling games?
Doing more than wrestling games. We're going to start focusing on topics as well, like CM Punk coming back to WWE, hopefully. And
we got to talk about it.
We're definitely going to be talking about things like that as well. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys do tune in, if you don't, whatever it is, man, I appreciate y'all for being here.
All right, y'all, and kennybomb is in the building. If y'all don't know, y'all can find me at kennybomb on YouTube. Wrestling, Mortal Kombat, video games, all kind of stuff. Make sure y'all go check it out. Next up, we got Beast. Loaded, my bad. The Loaded Beast.
What's going on, bro? I prefer the name Loaded, yeah. So I've been expanding a little bit more. So I've been playing UFC online, which is kind of tough sometimes because there's some sweats on there. So I faced a player earlier who was like in the top 100. I'm like, bro, he just slaughtered me online. So a little bit of UFC. I'm gonna come back to Fight Forever when they update the game. So yeah, find me on YouTube. Loaded as a Beast. Same on all socials.
All right, and next up we got Kero.
That's right. You can find me on YouTube as Kero the Goat, and on Instagram I am Kero. I do a lot of like pro wrestling. I talked about Chris Ranger's in-ring debut today. It was super cool. So go check that out if you're interested. I also talk about RPG games. So yeah, if those interest you, I welcome you to my channel.
All right, and last but most certainly not least, we got UTV in the building.
What's good, everybody? UnsanctionedTV here. You can follow me or follow us. Homeboy will be back soon. UnsanctionedTV on Twitter, UnsanctionedTV on YouTube. Cover all things wrestling games and all things MMA.
All right. So before we get into it, definitely got to shout out everybody in the chat. What's up, Riley Anthony, rapper, always in here early. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Wrestle Vibes, Real Take Wrestling in the building as well. And Jay Barnacles, of course. Shout out to Jay Barnacles, who has been showing a lot of support. So we appreciate y'all being in the chat tonight. We're going to kick things off with a little bit of WWE Raw talk. Who had our Raw highlights for the week?
It'd be me.
All right. So what stood out on Raw to you? Let's talk about it.
Looking at my notes here. Well, they did a really good job with setting up the War Games with the Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes segment and stuff like that. Before we get into that, I wanted to talk about how they're pushing Xia Li, finally. I feel like she's one of the greats that was kind of mismanaged throughout the Vince era. I think it's really cool that they're giving her a big, huge push. She kind of looks like a Mortal Kombat character with her gimmick, so I think it's really, really cool. I think it's amazing that they're putting her with Becky, because that'll really propel her, especially if she gets to get a win over Becky, in my opinion. Another big thing that happened this week was Drew joining the Judgment Day. Now, is this a one-time thing, or is this going to be going forward, like for, War Games and stuff like that? And that leaves a question: who will be the 5th member for Cody and Jay's team, Team Cody.
All
Will
right.
it be Randy Orton? Will it be CM Punk? Because
Well,
it's
let's
in
talk
Chicago.
about it. So
Will it be-
before we
okay.
before we really get into it, Xia Li. Anybody else picking up on Xia Li's vibes? Y'all like what they got going on with her, Bryan?
With Ali, I think what they're gonna do with her, it got to be good because she was off TV for a while. So
Yeah.
they gotta give her some sort of push, something if they definitely plan to keep her around. But I do like the way she wrestles and everything. I think she'll be all right. Like I said, they got to give her that push. Another wrestler that I do want to talk about after we're done with this is Zoe Stark. So we can go back to that because I feel like they're losing some type of direction with her as well. So,
all right, my bad, y'all. Sorry about that. Kero, you a fan of Xia Li? You like what they're doing with her right now?
Ooh, man. When Bryan said losing direction, I think that's a huge problem in the women's division in general. Like, they could have built up Zoe Stark or Shayna Baszler after his win against Ronda Rousey. She could have been her rarely single opponent, for example, if they really pushed her hard. I see the same thing here with Xia Li. The one problem I have with her is that I've watched her ever since she joined the WWE when she was back in NXT. I guess she has the same problem that Shinsuke Nakamura or any other wrestler that really isn't able to fluently speak English. Maybe that might have been what's been holding her back, because I see WWE, give her so many similar looking stories, gimmicks, but none of them went anywhere. I guess they never got the reaction they were looking for with her, but I'm happy to see that they're actually trying at least something with her now, and hopefully from this she'll gain some sort of momentum and we'll see her more, because she's pretty cool in the ring, and I like the fact that she has different offense, those crazy kicks. We don't see them too much in the women's division, so it's something different, and hopefully she'll be successful, but we'll see. I'm not a big fan of the logic in the angles that they're doing. Could have definitely be psychology wise way better, but other than that, optimistic.
Okay. Tati, are you a fan of Xia Li?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I hope she doesn't fall victim to American wrestling promotions not knowing what to do with Japanese wrestlers or just Asian wrestlers. For some reason, WWE doesn't necessarily always get it right. AEW struggling with that right now as well. So, how we see with Takeshita, this guy could have been way up on the card by now, and they've been messing him up. But I hope that's not the case with Xia.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we look at what happened with Shinsuke Nakamura. He came in and he was a superstar. I remember I went to one of the small NXT shows. He had a match against, I believe it was Andrade. It was his first match in WWE before he was even on TV, and it was crazy. And I thought, this guy's a superstar. When he came in with Sami Zayn, one of my favorite matches of all time, man. One of my favorite matches, and they just kind of dropped the ball on him. I think when Triple H took over, he did a lot better, with actually putting the subtitles on them. It shows those characters a lot more. So I think, if that's a good indication of what we'll get with Xia Li, then maybe it's in good hands. But again, we'll have to wait and see. UTV, you a fan?
Oh, definitely, and basically just the same thing that y'all said. The language barriers and stuff. English might not be their first language. But the thing what they're doing with Shinsuke right now, I think is working perfectly fine. You know how they do the, what do you call it? The dub, when they have the translation at the bottom from Japanese to English. They can just do that with Xia Li, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And I think they could make it work. I mean, she looks great, so why not? She looks like a star, so we'll see if they can make her into a star. But another thing you mentioned there, Clint, was I'm sorry, you had something to say, kiddo?
Just want to say, maybe a manager, something like that. That could work as well. Not
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that could. Loaded, I don't want to skip out on you. I know you said you skipped the shows a lot, but are you a fan of Xia Li, or? Oh, you don't like?
No.
We won't say that. We don't want you to get canceled here tonight. All right, so another thing you mentioned there was Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre at the end joining the Judgment Day. Looks like he's going to be on their team at Survivor Series. Bryan, you called it.
I did indeed.
How do you feel about it?
So I think Drew is definitely the right person, because I honestly love the way WWE handled his heel turn. It was like people thought he was going heel, but he wasn't fully going heel yet. It was just all this psychological stuff that kind of pushed him over the edge, especially with Jey Uso coming around, and he's like, okay, these guys, now everybody forgot what he did, pushed him. So I guess that got to him. So wonderful job by them. I love the long-term storytelling. Now I think Randy Orton is going to come back and be that 5th member in the War Games match for Cody Rhodes and them.
You think Randy Orton's going to be the 5th member?
Yep. I think
they did say he's ready to come back, right? I think that'll be pretty big.
I think this is the perfect time for him to come back. I think he'll get that pop. He'll be with a bunch of guys that are huge in the company right now, faces. Sami Zayn, big face right now while Randy's been gone. You have all these guys now, so I think Randy joins them.
Okay. Clint, you got any thoughts on Drew McIntyre being on their side of the team in the Judgment Day? Like, do you think he's joining the Judgment Day, or is this just a Survivor Series thing?
No way.
Well, I feel like it's only time will tell. He could betray him. Who knows? But I think that's the perfect place for him right now, story-wise, because after what happened at the Crown Jewel, I feel like he's in limbo. So great place to put him for now and see how it plays out. So I think it's a great spot for him.
All right. Tati, we'll go to you.
I think it's a great fit for him. I kind of saw this coming like kind of a mile away. But what I do think is going to end up happening is Damien's going to get replaced by Drew at some point. You see how he was like, oh, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
And everybody looking at him like, what? I think he's going to get replaced by Drew at some point, for sure.
Yeah, so we can see a big Drew McIntyre dressed in purple.
With eye makeup.
Yeah. Hey, I think it'd be cool. Make him look like the Undertaker. Let's get to it. What do you think about it, Kero?
I just, like Bryan said, just appreciated the hell out of WWE's long-term storytelling. This is, not something we see in the past, I'd say 10, 20 years. Like, it's rare. This is like definitely really rare that they...
Definitely not an AEW.
Okay, don't start it. Don't start it up.
Hold on now.
I'm trying to be civil here.
But
I'm the leader. You're the leader. Go ahead.
I think it's long-term as well. Yeah, I think it's long-term as well. Like, I don't see this ending after Survivor Series and they're both going their own way. I think Drew McIntyre is going to have an effect on the Judgment Day as well.
I think that'd be cool, though. I wouldn't mind seeing Drew McIntyre in the Judgment Day. And y'all said paint his face up. I say go ahead and do it. UTV, what did you think about it?
I don't know about painting his face and all that. I don't know. But definitely joining the Judgment Day, that's a huge boost for him. Like Stryzer said, I feel like he's definitely, feels like he's been in limbo, like no direction at all. Drew is just there to be there, just there to rack up L's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loaded, anything from you on Drew McIntyre? Are you a Drew McIntyre fan? Have you been a Drew McIntyre fan?
Yeah, I like Drew McIntyre. Yeah, he's a good wrestler. He had to turn heel, bro, because I thought he was boring and generic as a babyface. It was time. I'm glad he joined Judgment Day. I think he's going to kick out Damien soon.
Yeah.
And Damien Priest, because he's not going to last long there.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to AEW, bro, still.
Yep. That's a good point. You know what? I don't know if he put the pen to the ink to the paper yet, but I think that's highly likely, especially with them doing the All In at Wembley show. I think he wants, that's a good spot for him. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how this Judgment Day thing turns out. But anything else stood out to Raw? Go ahead.
Khan will pay him more money, too.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But think about it. He didn't pay Bray Wyatt the money he wanted. And we don't know what happened with Sasha Banks, but I think he might have let her go too. So I think if he goes in there asking for her. You don't think it was money?
I don't think it had anything to do with money. So
yeah. I'm sure he's paying Edge something
Khan
crazy.
Really
So.
Yeah, it had to be something else.
Drew McIntyre ain't no Edge, so I don't know where they'll cap him out at.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because I think he might go over there asking for something crazy, and Tony Khan will be like,
I think if they give him some sort of... Go ahead.
He'll get more creative freedom over there and more money. Absolutely. Over there.
Yeah, but if you give him direction with the Judgment Day, y'all don't think he would reconsider, like, okay, this is going well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
WWE, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It depends on how this story goes, because if they, give him a good spot, I think with him, ever since he lost the belt, like, I never saw him holding it again. Like, even right now, I can't see him pinning Roman Reigns. Maybe a Seth Rollins champion, but I don't see him pinning Roman Reigns.
He'll never do that. Cody will.
But in AEW, I think he has a chance to be the guy. Like, I think they would put the strap on him, send him to Wembley, blow the roof off the place. What do you think about that, Tati?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You don't
There's
like it?
too many people in AEW. Tony Khan don't know what to do with the people who's already there.
Oh, no.
Why bring someone else?
I think we got another one, y'all.
That's
Oh no!
I don't
Look,
even got
get
Mr.
it
Dubbs here with
I
me.
love AEW. I love what Tony Khan has been trying to do, but it's not enough.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So before we jump to AEW or SmackDown, anything else stood out to you on Raw, Clint, or anybody else?
Did we talk about who might be their fifth member?
Yeah, Bryan threw out Randy Orton. Who do y'all think?
Just a quick, yeah.
It's Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Randy
I
Orton.
think Orton.
Everybody goes Randy Orton. Kero, looks like you're pondering.
Maybe CM Punk, but it's like it'd be so random for him to be here. Yeah.
What do you think,
It's
Tati?
more likely Randy than CM Punk for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and you think CM Punk's body can endure a War Games match?
Ooh.
Yeah. Get injured right away.
He'll walk away,
man.
but you'll hear stories about it after the match. But so CM Punk, there's a lot going on about CM Punk right now. Rumors started saying he would be going to WWE with them, throwing all the shots out on like the little hints on Raw and SmackDown. But he's been posting stuff that kind of hints at him going to AEW. So what do y'all think the chances are of him actually landing at Survivor Series? Because it's in Chicago, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Sold out crowd.
Yep.
Unlike AEW.
I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm gonna give you a minute. We're gonna keep it civil. Tati, you think there's any chance he shows up at Survivor Series?
Zero
chance. Kero.
I was much more confident, but like they given him no way to show up. Like I thought Shinsuke was gonna do an open challenge or something like that. That'd be perfect for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't fit in the War Games match. I guess as a surprise member, maybe I can see him coming on. But like, there's literally right now no room, like story-wise, for him to be there. Now I still think he's gonna be there though. Some part of me still believes that we'll see CM Punk in the WWE. The devil will be back.
What
Might
you
be in
think,
the crowd or
UTV?
something. Yeah.
I do think he'll be back at Survivor Series, but
Give me a
I'm
number.
not
What's the
gonna lie.
chances?
Well, before I would say it was 90%, but as the weeks went by, I would say now more like a 65, maybe.
Okay. Loaded.
He's already signed, bro.
He's already signed to WWE.
I don't think he's gonna wrestle, but I think he'll come out and attack Shinsuke. Maybe that's possible.
All right, Clint. Did you give us
If
your
he
number
doesn't,
yet?
in the Rumble.
Oh, you think
it's
he's coming? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you talk about when Punk will show up?
Like,
If he
what are
shows
the
up,
chances?
I think it'd be at Survivor Series.
Not Survivor Series.
Yeah, I feel like Orton makes more sense because Orton and Cody have history. So for that storyline, it'd be good. But if Punk is going to show up at all, he has to show up in some capacity at Survivor Series because it is in Chicago, and that
That's what
crowd
I'm thinking.
they will take over that show until he shows up.
Yeah,
They're going to be chanting CM Punk all night.
I think if it doesn't happen at Survivor Series, it probably is not going to happen because it looks to me like he's playing both sides of the fence, trying to see where he gets the best deal. Because he was teasing WWE. He does like UFC, not UFC, but like MMA commentary somewhere.
MMA, yeah.
And the guy had like a WWE thing in his shirt, teasing WWE. Now we see what Kero posted today, which we'll get to. He's teasing the AEW return. So I think he's trying to test in the waters, and we'll get back to CM Punk once we get to AEW. But anything else from Raw, Clint?
Yo, you just gonna skip me, bro? What's up?
Oh, I thought you gave us your answer first. What you got?
Nah.
You made that AEW comment, and I kind of wrote you
what
off.
you doing. Nah. What's it called? Nah. I think I'm not gonna lie. Till today, I thought Punk was gonna come back, and I still have that feeling that he is. But I just feel like he's being too direct at this point for him to come back. Like him actually going out and posting a WWE clip. Like I know that it's kind of like more of a thing of the devil to AEW, more like an indirect shot. But I don't know, man. I feel like he's being too direct. But I also feel like that's what they want us to think. I feel like they have us right where they want us. Like they're like, okay, they're not so sure anymore. Yeah. But if he does come back, I think it's going to have nothing to do with Nakamura. I think he is probably going to attack Seth or something. I think that's how they're going to push him and continue with that.
Personally, they don't got me where they want me because I don't care. I hope he never comes back, but we'll see how that goes. So, Kero, you had our SmackDown coverage, right? Nothing happened on SmackDown, right? Nothing ever happens on SmackDown, right?
I mean, I'd say it was a pretty quick show. It felt quicker than usual, and two big things happened actually. One with Rey Mysterio, he finally got betrayed by his beloved Santos Escobar. He got super mad because Carlito came out and straight up said, the fact that you lost the U.S. championship is all because of Santos Escobar. He put the weapon there. You're not the champion because of him. You should be mad at him. And then there was a huge fight, and Santos Escobar got pissed, pushed Rey Mysterio, kicked him, punched him, hurt him really bad. And now they're like, ooh, what's going to happen next week?
Okay, very interesting. Did anything else tickled anybody else's fancy in here? Where was Roman Reigns? Was Roman Reigns on SmackDown this week?
Oh no! Besides that, literally the only thing that happened is Asuka joined the Damage Control. I guess maybe not 100% officially, but it looked pretty official. So we got Asuka, Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Io Sky. There you go. So
okay, awesome.
5 members strong. Yeah.
Anybody got any?
Kairi.
Oh, go ahead.
One last thing. Kairi said she forgave Bayley, but who knows?
Okay.
I think it's really cool that they're having a big women's faction. They haven't done that. I don't think ever, have they? Just a big dominant women's faction.
No.
I think that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
How long do you guys think that's gonna last? Though I feel like it's so many big names in there right now that it's like, okay, how long can they have them in a group together? I don't really see it for so long. I do think Bayley's gonna get betrayed, and they're gonna give her
exactly.
Yeah, I think that'll be the best way it can go because Bayley kind of needs to get back in the mix. I think she's one of their best women's wrestlers, and they kind of put Becky Lynch and everybody else on a different level than her. So they need to get Bayley back up there. All right, anything else y'all want to add to SmackDown? UTV, Tati?
No, actually, I missed SmackDown. I went to an indie show to see Bryan Keith. You guys know the Bounty Hunter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I went to go see
him. There we go. UTV got it.
I didn't get a chance to see SmackDown.
Okay. Well, I don't blame you. Everybody misses SmackDown. But let's talk about some good wrestling, right? Let's talk about some good wrestling. So AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. We're building up to Full Gear right now. Did everybody see AEW on Wednesday?
No.
Nope.
What's funny is it was in Portland, pretty much a 30-minute drive from where I live, and I still didn't go.
All right, everybody, let's hear it for Clint.
Money anyway.
Let's hear it for Clint. It's not worth the money, so you going to Worlds Collide in December or what? What we doing?
I mean, we're going.
All right, in the building. Big Bryan in the building. You rolling with us yet? You know, Kero?
I gotta search more, search the visa stuff and all that, but
all right, well,
I gotta
let's
search
figure it out. Tati, you rolling with us? Worlds Collide in New York?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually taking a trip to Dallas for Final Battle and Collision. And then I'll be back in Texas a few weeks later so I can meet my dead man. So
The Undertaker?
Yeah, I put all my money in that. Yeah.
Is that your favorite of all time or what?
I love him. All time.
Boom,
I even got
we
him
got it in
tattooed
common.
on my arm.
Okay.
There you go.
I love him so much.
I told them The Undertaker is the best of all time, but AEW, so they have some crazy stuff happening. Samoa Joe versus Keith Lee. Did y'all see this?
Yep.
So Samoa Joe comes in there for the ROH championship and just beats Keith Lee and then relinquishes the championship. How do y'all think that makes this title feel?
Garbage. It doesn't matter. I mean, they just
anyway.
The title, Keith Lee, the fans, everything that ever existed in the vicinity of that match feels worthless now because they made such a weird move. Why? There are so many smart ways to get out of that. Why? Tony.
It don't make sense to me. Why have a match for the title and then relinquish the title after? What the hell was the point of that match?
I understand, you want to make Samoa Joe an indestructible force, but come on now. Keith Lee winning the strap would not have been a bad thing.
Exactly. So hopefully it didn't happen because they got other plans for Keith Lee, but that was bad.
No, they don't have no plans for him.
Yeah, they don't.
What did you think about it, Tati?
All this
think I'm
time
okay.
he's been there. They said he had like 12 matches this year. When did we see him 12 times this year? He has a storyline with Shane Taylor, and Lee Moriarty, and that's been going on for like 2 months now, and no match has come out of that. So I don't know where they're going with Keith Lee. And what makes it worse is that it was his birthday that night. He
Oh
could have gotten that
no!
title.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
Yeah,
I didn't even know
Ouch.
that.
he could have gotten that title.
Ouch.
That's a
Oh,
WWE
wow.
move. Beat you on your
Brutal.
hometown, beat you on your birthday. That's
I may
bad.
jump in real quick. I just
Yeah.
want to say, like, a perfect way to book that would have Keith Lee pull out the win, and then have Samoa Joe destroy him after. That way, he gets the belt, and you still make Joe look strong. I think that's how I would have done.
I don't know, but if they're trying to build him up to like a world championship level to actually make him look like a threat, I don't think
He
they
can't
could have
take the
pinned
pin.
him. He can't take the pin.
Yeah.
They could have had MJF come in there. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. Even if he needed to take a pin, you have somebody come in there and beat him down or whatever, and I mean, he still have to eat the pin, but it's tough. He can't take the pin though if they're trying to build him up to a world championship level. A good solution would be not put the Ring of Honor championship on AEW wrestlers, maybe.
Saying that, man, take that off.
I
Get
don't
that
know.
title off
Maybe.
TV.
No, that's a
I got
crazy
enough
idea.
titles, bro. I got enough titles. They got too many titles. Get
Too
that
many,
off TV.
too many in the mix.
Uh,
But Tati, you're a Ring of Honor fan, right?
Yeah, I watch every single episode and I review them every Thursday. Honestly, I don't know where they're going with it. They did start off strong with the first month or so. All the pay-per-views are on point, so don't sleep on those. But
Yeah.
every week, it's just something that we're just going more and more downhill. As far as the Keith Lee thing go, I think Samoa Joe could have faked the injury. They could have vacated the title.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and someone else could have gotten it. And then from there, somewhat after Full Gear, Samoa Joe can just pop up on MJF and get right back into the AEW World Title scene. That would have been the best case scenario.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it would hurt Keith Lee, but, I mean, it couldn't hurt him even more than it did right now. Like, he just goes crazy, just continues beating him up after the match or whatever, like, and then your punishment is you're stripped of the title. Boom, something like that. But
Exactly.
they just, I don't know. That was a bad decision, so I can't even stand up for Tony Khan on that one. But, I got to give him a shout-out, though, because, Red Velvet versus Julia Hart. They had Julia Hart in the ring on Wednesday, and they had her in the ring on Collision. Best build in their women's division. Now, y'all know I'm a Julia Hart fan, but it's really because she's one of their homegrown girls. Like, they got all these other girls from other places, and they built her from the ground up, just like they tried to do with, what's the other girl from, not Ty Conti. It's bad. Anna Jay. It's bad. I don't even remember her name. Like, they were trying to go this way with her, but she just, like, and she never really got it. I don't know what it is, but like her promos don't feel natural. And even Chris Statlander with her promo on Collision didn't feel natural, but Julia Hart, she's got it. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think, well, we'll get to Full Gear talk, but how do y'all feel about Julia Hart right now? Clint, have you seen any of the stuff going on with her?
I haven't. No, sorry, man.
Bryan?
Nah, I actually do like what Julia Hart is doing. I'm kind of losing interest in the storyline they got going on though with her. What's her name again?
Sky
Willow.
Blue.
And what's
Sky
the
Blue.
other one that they like people fiend over?
Sky Blue.
Yeah, Sky Blue. Yes.
Blue, yeah.
So I'm kind of losing a little bit of interest in that. But aside from that, though, I do like what they're doing, and I do like her wrestling skills. So yeah, I completely agree with Kenny. As a packaged women's wrestler, she got it.
But then, I got to comment on that too, because everybody says they like long-term storytelling. This stuff with Julia Hart, Willow, and Sky Blue,
Listen, my
it's
boy,
long-term storytelling.
It's just not hitting. It's just not hitting, my boy.
There's long-term storytelling, and then there's long-term storytelling. Like, not everything has to be, you know what I mean?
It was a bad swerve, like when it was like finally time for everything to culminate, and then Sky Blue kind of attacked Julia Hart or whatever, and she didn't go with them. It was like, okay, now we're stretching it on. But maybe it's just leading up to something to the pay-per-view. Maybe Julia Hart is going to get this title, and those other girls are going to help beat down Chris Statlander for her to get it. And then that's where the feud goes. Now you got your House of Black girls, because I don't know if Malachi Black's going to be staying with AEW or not, because he is a Triple H guy. So if he goes, how do you keep Julia Hart as this character? Because I think she plays the character better than him. You get her own House of Black. Now you keep it going. Loaded. Oh, I
You
forgot.
already know how I feel about
Yeah, I
this.
know how you feel about it. My
Yeah,
bad.
I mean,
Kero, anything you want to add?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna get Chris Statlander in here too, because for both Julia Hart and for Chris, um, outside of their story, because I think their story is iffy. I don't like their stories, but as far as professional wrestlers, their growth has been amazing. Like, I think they were doing the wrong thing, and then they stopped for a moment and
Yeah.
started focusing on the right thing, and they've grown so much, both of them. And so I think, yeah, as a package, they're great. They're both great. They're both wrestlers that I want to see. If only they were involved in, better stories or more interesting stories. But yeah, both of them, I really, really like what they're doing in the ring with their character work. Like, they're on the right path. And Julia Hart, her really learning from Malachi Black, it really shows.
Yeah.
Like, she's taking it to heart and she's doing everything that she can to become better. And you know what? Seeing that kind of stuff is endearing, and that's why, yeah, let's go. I'm right behind her.
All right. Tati?
Yeah, what we've seen with Julia, I mean, it's absolutely amazing how much she's improved. I really do hope she takes the title from Chris Statlander because she's boring as hell. I would prefer someone else to have it. Chris Statlander, she's a great wrestler and whatnot, but ever since she kind of been starting talking in this storyline, I started to lose interest.
Yeah.
Because now she's the one in the middle, in between all the girls, and I don't know, she just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But Julia's great.
Yeah, and I agree with Chris Statlander. I don't know what it is. She's great in the ring. Her finisher is scary. I don't know about every time I see that, but like when she was back there talking, she seemed like she was the least experienced in the room. And I don't know if you want your strap on somebody like that. What do you think, UTV?
Me personally, yeah, I'm loving the direction of Julia Hart. And as for the other woman, yeah, I definitely hope that their path is the same, because when it comes to WWE, like, I can name woman after woman after woman after woman after woman, like, classics. Like, they delivering.
Yeah.
But when it comes to AEW, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's more individuals looking at these women, not for their matches, but because they're just attractive as fuck. Like, come on now, look at what happened with Sky Blue. It was like, okay, the mist in the eyes, and then you bring her out and she's looking like the damn Mystery Machine. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
here?
that was a bad decision.
Like, come on
bad
now.
move, probably on her part. Like, you're playing a dark character, and then you want to come out with the Scooby-Doo gear on.
The Scooby-Doo, like, what we doing, man?
Yeah.
Mind games.
Pick a side.
And Tony Khan should have told her, like, no, maybe not do that right now. Like, she didn't need to move away from the Sky Blue gimmick, though, because she needs to change her name and all of that, because Sky Blue is too generic. But yeah, the Scooby-Doo thing was crazy. You adding anything else to that, UTV?
That's just about it. Like, you gotta make the fans fall in love with the characters, man. That's what it's all about.
Right.
Connection.
Yep.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. So let's jump onto the Full Gear card, because Full Gear is this Saturday, and we're doing a watch-along, all right?
Right.
Yes,
We're going to
sir.
be watching along live, so make sure y'all come through on the channel on Saturday if y'all want to chill as we watch the show. But another big thing going on in AEW right now, and it is the main event of Full Gear. We got MJF versus Jay White for the AEW Championship. Now, I'll give y'all my thoughts on this first. I don't like the whole thing with Jay White running around with the championship. I don't know what's the point of that or why they always go back to these type of stories in wrestling, but I just think it makes your champion look weak. Now, MJF, he's been doing this thing, of course, hell of a promo, probably the best in the business because we know Roman Reigns ain't it. But the whole storyline here has just kind of been throwing me off. But I think one interesting thing they have going is this thing with the mask. Like, who has MJF's mask? And could it be who's been teasing it's him, if that's how you say it? Clint, who do you think has the mask? And have you seen any of this story playing out at all?
I saw parts of it. I saw the one where was it MJF's trying to get his belt back and they'll just beat the daylights out of him, and then that awkward long promo during the show where Jay White felt like he got lost in his promo a few times.
Yeah.
But I agree with you when it comes to like having your champion not carry the belt and having someone else with it. I feel like that, like you said, it makes the champion look weak. But I mean, MJF is one of those superstars or wrestlers, WWE talk here, where he can elevate himself to stay up there to be that top guy. So I think he'll be fine. It really depends on how they book this at the end. And who do I think is the guy in the Joker mask?
The devil
Who better
mask.
than Punk? Got to be Punk, right?
Yeah.
He's coming back. That's how he's going to come back. It's got to be Punk.
All the work.
The whole thing was just
Tati shaking her head at that one. Bryan, what do you think?
I think the guy in the mask. I think it's probably Adam Cole. I think it's really obvious at this point, though, if it is him, because that would throw me off a little bit too. But it's definitely not CM Punk. But I see some people saying that, like, oh, this was all a work. But it's like, why would you give your company this type of publicity for this? It don't make sense. So, but it is indeed a work. I will gladly say that it is one of the greatest works I think wrestling has ever seen. Because the way CM Punk has been written off AEW, for it to be him, that would be cool. But I don't think it's him. I think it'll probably be Adam Cole or something like that.
Okay. It's kind of like we were talking about last night, though. Like, everybody's saying it was a work, it was a work. It's possible it wasn't a work. If it is CM Punk, like Kero, you just posted that video in our chat showing us what CM Punk posted on his Instagram. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. But let's say it was real. Let's say, they did have that drama or whatever backstage, but just like they should have done with the Kenny Omega and the CM Punk stuff, they figured it out. What if Jungle Boy was able to be like, all right, you know what? Whatever happened, happened. Let's wipe it under the rug. Huh?
Wouldn't he be back on TV then if it was hashed
Well, why
out?
put him back on TV?
Why would he not be on TV?
Because he's going to
he can
listen.
return.
Imagine, think about this image. They're in the mask, like CM Punk's in the ring with the mask. He takes that mask off, and then he's got the other masked men behind him. Jungle Boy's behind him, and Jungle Boy takes his mask off. That's such more powerful than just having Jungle Boy come back on TV. Like that'll blow stuff up.
Is the other Max man like Adam Page?
Gotta be Wardlow.
Wardlow,
Adam
okay.
Page? Nah, not Adam Page. He got to do his own thing. But yeah, you got CM Punk in the middle. Oh, see, now you wilding. That's not happening. What do you think about it, Logan? Oh, go ahead, Clint. My bad.
Logan, you can go.
I heard some people say it's CM Punk. I'm like, no. If it is him, I'd be shocked.
I would be shocked, but I would be impressed.
Everybody would.
Just work in pro wrestling, but I think it's Adam Cole.
Baby,
it's too easy.
I don't know how long they're gonna.
It's too
how long
easy.
they're gonna drag this on. Adam Cole, he's still injured. I don't know when he's coming back.
But
they said he's got some time.
He is injured, but I think the thing with Adam Cole is you don't see him doing any wrestling moves. He's just he's just in the camera with the devil mask. If it is him,
so he comes out with a limp and the
they
devil
don't have
mask
him
on.
any physical.
Devil mask comes out with a limp. Okay, go attack this guy right now. Don't let him get in the ring.
Yeah, for it to work, it has to be either Adam Cole or I don't think it's gonna be him. It's CM Punk because I don't want him going back to AEW. I think he needs to go.
Me either. I think he needs to stay away completely. But big story.
No, I don't think it's Adam. I have my own theory though.
All right, well, let's go ahead. We're going to jump to you.
I think it's Roderick Strong in the mask, and the members are the Kingdom, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish.
Okay.
And that will cause an issue with Adam Cole kind of being in the middle with them and MJF, and then at some point Adam will join them. That's what I think.
Okay. So, you know what? I think if it happens like that, I think Adam Cole should be under the mask, and then you get Roderick Strong. But I don't want Roderick Strong to get out the wheelchair though. So I don't know.
Whoa.
I need him in the wheelchair.
What do you mean?
What do you think,
You're an
kiddo?
evil man.
No, I mean he's not really hurt. We just saw him on Collision.
We'll talk wrestling
about
is fake?
Strong.
Come on. For me to be satisfied, I mean, like storyline wise, it would make sense if it was Adam Cole, but it's so damn obvious.
Yeah,
it's like right out there, and I think it should be someone we're not even thinking about right now. Maybe not. Like some people say it might be Dolph Ziggler, like an offshoot comment. Not even that. Someone crazier that we cannot come up with right now, because otherwise it's just gonna be like such a weird, like a balloon being deflated. Basically, that's the feeling I'll get when they finally reveal it. Whatever happens, I'll just say this. I don't want it to be Adam Cole, baby.
What if it's Jungle Boy? Like, Jungle Boy's just the main man under the mask. You said that's worse?
That's the worst person to be.
Jungle Boy, just brand new with a haircut, he's just he's a man now.
It.
Jungle Man.
Jungle
All right,
Man.
what do you think, UTV? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jungle Boy, like that's one name that'll definitely not go well with the fans. Definitely not. I mean, I'm hearing some rumors out there. Everybody's saying CM Punk. I don't think that either. But if it is, that would be amazing. I will agree. But at the same time, though, it's kind of stupid if you really think about it, because you let all this stuff happen, all these controversies, you let everything plummet just for this. And how long is it gonna last if it is end up being him? Like, come on now. You also can bring up Adam Cole. Maybe. Roderick Strong. Maybe. But like you said, Roderick Strong is definitely best suited in the wheelchair as it is. And I definitely do want to see Adam Cole. I mean, a lot of people don't want to see it, but I do want to see Adam Cole take the championship off of MJF. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's up next for them. But I think he is definitely going to be a bad guy. And I think, they want everybody to expect MJF to turn on them. But Adam Cole's going to be the one who kind of flips the script, disappoints MJF now. He's the bad guy. And I think that's the best step for his character moving forward. What do you think, Tati? Bad guy Adam Cole or good guy Adam Cole?
Adam Cole does nothing for me. So to be honest with you, I'm not sure how he would do with that. I mean, long-term storytelling, it would be great to see Adam get it, but I don't think we've seen enough of him at all. I'm sure he had that cute little bromance with MJF, but that was the best we got out of him since he's been in AEW. So I don't think he's done enough to hold that title.
Yeah. So if it wasn't Adam Cole, who do you think should take the strap from MJF?
They haven't built anybody up enough. In my opinion,
because they've been trying to build Adam Cole. I mean,
it could have been,
and that's bad because
it could have been Swerve.
It could have been Swerve. It could have been Swerve. It could have been Wardlow. But hey,
they let Bryan pin him when he was coming off that Hangman win.
I think if anybody should be up next, it would be Swerve, in my opinion. But it's kind of crazy that you literally asked that question and nobody had an answer. Like, they need to do better, because right now MJF is really just the only guy.
Well, if somebody was to take the belt off Seth Rollins, who would it be?
I mean, you have many guys that can do that in WWE.
Exactly. They should have asked for Roman Reigns. That would have been.
I mean, Roman Reigns is going to say Cody Rhodes, but who should take it from Seth Rollins?
I mean, you could have LA Knight take it off him. You could have had Drew take it off him.
Isn't LA Knight on the opposite show?
Yeah, but you asked.
No, I'm talking about on Raw. No, I'm saying realistically on Monday Night Raw, who should take the strap from Cody Rhodes? This was asked in a very meticulous way. That's why I didn't say Roman Reigns. Who should take it off Cody Rhodes? Not Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Well, I mean, if Cody Rhodes gets it, who does he fight next?
I mean, Sami Zayn could have taken it off him. There's many guys that are built up enough, bro.
Come on, yeah, maybe 10 years ago. Sami Zayn was a joke when he was in the bloodline. Sami Zayn was a joke when he was in the bloodline. So you could see Sami Zayn with the Universal Championship.
Best joke I've ever seen.
So you could see Sami Zayn running around with the Universal Championship. We all loved Big E.
Not with the Roman Reigns.
We all loved Big E, but how was Big E's championship reign?
It's switching it up.
I'm just saying. Bro, WWE has the same problem. So
you're picking your questions very specific.
Exactly. But WWE has the same problem.
No, it doesn't, because AEW. Hold on. The entire roster is on Dynamite and Collision, and there's only one title, and you can't name one person to take away that one title.
You only need one title
roster that they got. No, their roster's freaking huge.
I can name a lot of people. I can give you a lineup, but Roman Reigns has the big title, right? Seth Rollins is not. Seth Rollins has an Intercontinental Championship right now. What is that? What does this title mean? Nothing.
What the title?
They got AEW has one main championship, but WWE has two. They have a main championship and a fake one. Why doesn't Cody Rhodes want Seth Rollins championship? What is the value of that if nobody wants it? Come on now. Let me hear it. Think about it. You got AEW now. Who could take it from MJF? Swerve, one. That's the guy who's next up. Now they haven't built Hangman Page up, but he's a guy. I think Hangman's a WWE guy. But
I mean, we can't say Swerve is up next till Full Gear.
I thought it was Samoa Joe because they just did
Samoa Joe should not get the championship.
It could happen. It could happen.
They should not put the strap on Samoa Joe.
I think Samoa Joe should squash MJF and win the title.
That would be
squash though. That's crazy.
Bad.
Anyway.
Damn, Vince, is that you?
Anyway, we got Vince up here. We got little Vince up here.
If Swerve beats Hangman Page on Saturday, I think we can confidently say he is up next after Samoa Joe. But he
No.
needs to beat him. And I think AEW is gonna book Hangman over Swerve. And if that happens, they need to do with a Hangman in Swerve 3 and have Swerve beat him. And that's it.
So
End
they're
of the storyline.
doing what WWE did for years. 50-50 booking. And it's not okay, but I mean, you can't say it's an AEW problem because that's what WWE always did.
As a matter of fact, let's talk about that match, bro. Hey, bro, I keep seeing people on Twitter talking about this one visual that they can do, and I really, really hope that they are not edgy enough to do that damn visual.
What's that? I don't think I've
What
seen
kind
it.
of a visual?
Something like along the lines of probably hanging Swerve.
They would not do that. Come on.
Bro,
No, they would not do that.
I'll keep that.
He was talking, Hangman Page was talking crazy. He was like, "You're not going to live another day. You're going to die." You're like,
Yeah.
he is talking crazy, bro.
You're not going to
And-
hang the man.
They
Bro,
get inspired by NWA.
they've done edgy stuff in the past, bro, and I'm kind of worried about this.
I mean, he
And
went in this
listen,
man's
you
house
not.
and was standing over his kid's crib. Yeah, you're going to die, bro. Like, you went too far.
Yeah, but do
He's
not
not gonna hang him.
Do not. I just hope that they're listening to you.
All right, y'all. Brian
That's
think they're
where
going to
it's
crash
win.
out. Just crash out on full gear. I mean, Undertaker hung Big Boss Man, though, so.
So the
I guess he
chat is
wasn't a
saying
black
Samoa
man.
Joe
That was
would
back
be a
then
good
when you wouldn't
champion.
get canceled for something like that. I feel like
Yeah.
now the way social media is, they see something like that, it's over.
Okay, it looks like I'm wrong, though. It looks like a lot of the chat says Samoa Joe should beat MJF. What do you think, Tati? You think Samoa Joe would be a worthy contender?
So as a champion based off his character, he would be a lovely heel champion. However, lately they've been putting him in squash match situations, and I do not like squash matches. I don't think it does anything in terms of making him look good. Obviously, Samoa Joe, and you're kind of thinking, all right, he's in a squash match. He's a dominant wrestler. Of course, he'll win quickly, but I don't think that shows the best that he could do. I think the last time we saw the best out of him was his match with CM Punk at All In. Since then, it's literally less than 2 minutes in the ring per match, and that's it.
Yeah. My thing is I just really can't get invested because they always get him up to that point where he's like the main event or the number one contender, and he's never wins, always loses. So every time I see him in there, with CM Punk, you knew he was going to lose. He lost to CM Punk and then went right into a feud with MJF for the championship. Like, he's not going to win. So maybe with him, like, relinquishing that ROH title, that means they're kind of invested in him now. But I don't know. We'll see. They're going to have to convince me. I'm going to have to see it to think he can win it. But let's talk about the match. Hangman versus Swerve. Who do y'all see going over on this one? Clint?
I'm shooting for Swerve. I feel like it's his time.
What do you think about the story? Do you know what's been going on with them?
Not everything, no.
Okay. Bryan?
I think Hangman is gonna go over this match. I think for the sake of the story, it's probably going to happen. Even though I think Swerve should just win and end it, but I think they're gonna go for 3, and then they're gonna have World's End, and it'll be him and Swerve for the last match. It's gonna be that type of grudge match type thing, and it'll be like a really good match, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, unfortunately, classic wrestling booking, 50-50 booking, nobody really comes out on top. I mean, Swerve may win 2 matches if they go 3 ways, but I think it's more dominant, and it kind of takes him to that next level if he was to win 2 matches back-to-back. But, I mean, Swerve was in there messing with the man's family, so how do you make Hangman look if you can't even defend your family from this man who broke into your house? So I think I'm with you, and they'll probably let Adam Page win this one. I don't think it's a good move. I don't think they should have pinned Swerve when he came off of that first win. I think it should have been just straight up to the moon from there, but I'm with you. I think Adam Page is going to win. Loaded?
Swerve should win, but after what you guys just said, I could see them dragging this out till World's End.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm not a fan of the 50-50 booking, bro.
Me either. I hate it.
No one Tony Khan in his booking.
No, Vince McMahon too. Don't do it. Vince McMahon is Triple H too. They all do it.
Hangman's probably gonna win, so they can drag this out. So he has something to do.
Vince McMahon and Triple H do it too. Go ahead, kiddo.
Oh man,
Right.
I think time for Swerve was like a month or 2 ago. Like he was hitting his peak, Now he's still up there. There's a lot of people behind him, but his time is passing. And the more you delay that, the more you damage it. I don't know. Like, look at what WWE doing with WWE doing with LA Knight. They're letting him win. Besides that Roman Reigns match, LA Knight has lost the thing. But with Swerve, you want to get behind him. He beats Hangman barely, and then he loses immediately after that. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I in my heart of hearts, I want Swerve to win, at least rise to that championship level. I'll even get the championship, get a good run with that. Because, I mean, you're trying to make Hangman look like strong, make him look good. Like, his time has passed. You damaged him enough already. With his championship run, like, save it for another day maybe. But like, while you got this something organic, special with Swerve happening, take advantage of that. Go all in, I say, especially when it's AEW.
Okay, I gotta get back at you for some stuff that you just said right there. Hangman's time has not passed. Hangman is a growing superstar. 1. 2, yes, it is Swerve's time. 3, so we're not going to talk about the barbecue, barbed wire, lights out, Mountain Dew death match when you talk about LA Knight. Tati, what do you think about Hangman versus Swerve Strickland?
Personally, I think it's Swerve's time. He should win it. But I think they're gonna give it to Hangman. I mean, like, you went through that dude's house and you put your dirty ass boots on his couch like Rick James, and you think that he's not gonna feel some type of way. I do think that Hangman, he's probably the worst AEW champions. They made him look bad, in my opinion.
Sure,
Let's go.
I think they're done with. I don't want to say they're done with them, but right now it's Swerve's time. Y'all messed up with Adam already. Just move on with Swerve.
She on your ass, Kenny.
No, I agree. Hangman, he had a bad title run. He was too young in his career. He wasn't ready yet. But he's a guy they can build back up to that level. Again, I'll say it. He's a WWE guy. But go ahead.
We're just saying do
But he
it
doesn't convince me with his promos. Like, that's an issue.
Nah, I can't agree with that. I think his promos
that one that he had the other night was great, but other than that, I'm not convinced.
I think he was always good with his promos. Like, when he was coming out of there speaking and the crowd got behind him. Like, from the beginning, I think that's how he got the title in the first place. But I think the CM Punk thing might have threw him off. And he just
Mr.
recovered from there.
Is a bad promo. We get it.
Roman Reigns so you're saying Roman Reigns is a better promo than Adam Page?
Absolutely, 100%. I die on that hill any day of the week.
The promo Adam Page just cut. The promo Adam Page just cut. Roman Reigns could never cut that. 10, 20 years in his career, he couldn't do it. Roman Reigns is not a good promo. UTV, I don't want to take your time. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the mix. Like, Hangman has his days. It's not like consistency with his promos. You go back to the CM Punk promo when he was talking about I'm saving AEW from CM Punk. Like, that shit, like, you felt that one.
Yes.
But then you fast forward, it's like it starts to get rocky. You know what I'm saying? But what he's got going on with Swerve right now, okay, it's cool. You have Swerve lose, and then you drag it out to World's End, and then you have Swerve win and end it there, because AEW, as much as I love AEW, they have a bad habit of this shit, because you remember which match was about to get booked. They were about to book again. We were about to see FTR and the Bucks again. I don't want to see that shit again. I'm sorry, bro. We've seen it. Yeah. I'm done.
Right. I mean, I'll give you that, but again, Hangman Page, y'all going crazy. Because think about the promo with him and CM Punk. He tore CM Punk to shreds. That's why he didn't like it.
Yep.
You know what?
And it went downhill from there, just because I think it was all booking after that. They got mad because Hangman upset their golden boy, and he paid for it. Go ahead, Kero.
I don't know. I was gonna say something inflammatory, but
come on, go ahead. Let's hear it.
I feel like if Hangman Page really worked, he'd be like Logan Paul. Like, if his character and his promos and stories were good. Like, Logan I don't know. When I'm watching, he's like Logan Paul does the up and over clothesline, all the Hangman Page. He even did it like moonsaults. Follow away slam too. It was like
Logan Paul stole his finisher, so you're saying Logan Paul does it better than him?
He did.
Logan Paul does the buckshot better?
Come on.
I don't know if no, I'm not saying he does it better, but like, there you go. There's like a successful Hangman Page.
Hangman Page is a successful Hangman Page. Let's go on to the next match. We got Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm. Now, this one, What do you think about it? Let's start with Clint. Are you invested at all? Do you care?
Sorry.
All right, let's go to Bryan. Bryan, what do you think?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm.
Poor kid.
I'm sorry, bro. I think Toni Storm should go on ahead and win. I don't know, man. She just looked good. That's about it.
Whoa! See, now we got Bryan going crazy in the mother. All right, so I'm thinking Toni Storm. You know, I love her new gimmick. Shout out to what she's doing right now.
Yes.
I didn't really like the crazy
like
the old gimmick, whatever. What was it? The Riot Squad? What was their name? With her, Saraya, and all of those.
Oh,
She was just Toni Storm, the Outsiders.
The
Yeah.
Outcast.
The
I do like
Outcast.
her new
The
gimmick.
Outcast.
I like how she
Oh,
did like a
yeah.
total 180 and just flipped her character after she
Sure.
lost the belt. And I think this is the best she's ever been. Like, you know, she's always been Toni Storm or whatever, just another woman on the roster. Now I think she stands out, but I don't think she needs the championship. I don't think Hikaru Shida
I
should
think
have
they're
the
overdoing
championship
her
at all
gimmick,
either.
though. Kenny,
I don't think they're overdoing it. I think it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be too much, and she's doing exactly what she needs to do with it. So I think it's perfect. So it is too much, but I think it's designed to be that way. I think they're going to put the belt on her. Hikaru Shida, unfortunately, she's like a placeholder champion to me because I just, like, they can put the belt on her and, like, all right, you know, just hold this until we're ready for somebody else. And I think they built Toni Storm up to a point where she can take it, which I don't even think she needs it with the gimmick. I think it's enough, but I think if I had to pick one, I think Toni Storm's going to take it. Well, I guess we got to skip Loaded for this one. What do you think, Kero? You want to say something on it, Loaded? I know how you feel about
No.
Okay, go ahead, Kero.
Honestly, I really like what Toni Storm is doing as well. It's like such a pleasure to watch her, and I wish more of the AEW
You
roster.
and Bryan on the same page there. Go ahead.
I wish more follows suit. You know, looked at what Toni was doing. Is like, you know what? I'm gonna try to come up with a cool character as well.
Yeah.
But as far as who wins it, I guess since we're talking about Toni so much, I feel like she's gonna win because of that reason. Since the attention is on her.
Yeah. And I agree with you, like, as far as the wrestlers going to find something they want to do, because I feel like that's what it is. This isn't something that she's being told to do. I think this is something she came up with. She wanted to do it. She dropped the strap, and she did it. It worked. Now she's back in a position where she can hold it again. What do you think, Tati?
I rather Hikaru Shida keep it. I do like Tony's character. However, if you guys haven't paid attention with this title, it's been hot potato all year.
Yep.
And that doesn't do anything for the prestige of this title. It just seems like you guys are not sure. When in doubt, give it to Toni Storm. That would be her third time getting it. So I just feel like, no, I wouldn't want Toni to win it for that reason alone.
Yeah. So I think giving it to Hikaru Shida was kind of, you know, Toni Storm had to get off and do this. Like, I think losing the title kind of made her go crazy. I guess that's what this is showing. So I don't think it would hurt too bad if she took it back from Hikaru Shida, because she's taking it from the girl that won it from her. You got me last time, but now I got you. I got my belt back, and we're figuring it out. But I see what you're saying. It has been hot potato just jumping from Saraya, Toni Storm, or wait a minute. Hikaru Shida took it from her first, right? And then she took it from Saraya? Again, hot potato. I don't even remember.
Right, and they did nothing with Saraya with it.
Yeah,
it was
she
just
didn't
to
do
have
anything.
that nice hometown story of her winning the title. I don't think that's always effective, especially when you weren't going to do anything with her after that. So it kind of looks like y'all just handed it over to her.
Yeah.
That didn't do her any favors at all. Matter of fact, I don't even think Saraya is really all that ready to be in the ring like that.
Yeah, you can tell because they barely put
She's
her in
not
there,
ready
so.
now. I don't think she'll ever be ready, if I'm being honest with y'all. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, before we, I mean, look what's going on with Bryan Danielson. But go ahead, UTV. What do you think about Hikaru Shida and Toni Storm?
Just what Tati was saying, like with the championships, it's a game of hot potato, and the same thing goes for the TNT championship. Like, they got to stop that shit. And Toni Storm, like me personally, I would rather them keep the title on Hikaru Shida. Toni Storm does not need the championship. Like, she doesn't need it. After she gets done with Hikaru Shida, she can do something with Mariah May. After she gets done with Mariah May, guess who's coming back? Come on now, Jamie Hayter. Like, there's gonna always be something lined up for Toni Storm. She can gel with just anybody. Like, come on now.
Yeah. But the problem there is, like you just mentioned all of those names, I'm just hoping just because these people are coming back, they're not bouncing the belt between this person, that person. Oh, Jamie Hayter's back. Let's put it on her. So just like MJF is having that long title reign, they need to put it on one of these women and let them have a long run. But it doesn't need to be Hikaru Shida. So
Nikki needs something. Like, look at Jade Cargill's reign. Like, she was whooping everybody's ass. Like, come on now.
Yep. And she held it up until she left. So I think that was a good way to build that TNT championship, even though Chris Statlander kind of inflated it a bit. But speaking of Chris Statlander, so we got Chris Statlander going up against Julia Hart again. Do y'all see it going any way different this time?
I feel Julie's gonna win. I feel it. That's how I think
it's her
right
time. I think it's her time. She put the work in. She's been working, I think, like every week on AEW Dark. She got better and better and better. Again, I already gave her flowers earlier, so I'm not going to do it again. But she deserves them, so I hope she gets it. And I think maybe Willow Nightingale and I keep forgetting Sky Blue. I think they do go over and take Julia Hart's side, and they'll do the swap that time. Next, we got Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Now, Orange Cassidy is another one who held that international championship and made it mean something. Lost it to Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley got injured, passed it to Rey Fenix. Now, Orange Cassidy has it again. So this is the grudge match. Jon Moxley was supposed to be the champion right now. Had to drop it. Clint, do you think they make the right decision here? And if they do, what is the right decision?
Well, obviously, the right decision would be to have Jon Moxley bleed in the first 30 seconds. And then
that's a given, no question.
It's free game, you know? I think Moxley should win it back. I think that'd be really cool just to put his belt on him because he is one of their biggest guys, in my opinion.
Interesting. Bryan, what do you think?
I think you got to put it back on Mox and just go the way that they were going to go before. But I don't know. At the same time, I wish Mox took his time coming back. I feel like he needs a vacation, bro. He's been wrestling for so long. I feel like this would have been his perfect time. Like, hey, bro, come back, give the fans some time to miss you, and then go back and win that title again. But I think they're gonna put it back on Mox anyway because that was the original plan. This just seems like OC was just there, hold it for a little bit till Mox got better, and but I think he'll lose again.
Okay. So original plan or not, I think Orange Cassidy needs to keep it because Orange Cassidy had that long run with the belt, came in and lost it to Moxley. Okay, now it's Moxley's turn to take the run, but then it got put on Rey Fenix. Then it went back to Orange Cassidy. Now, what do you put it back on Jon Moxley? It's the hot potato thing again. So I don't know. I think, you know what? Original plan or not, like you said, Jon Moxley probably needs to get out of here for a minute. So I think you need to keep it on Orange Cassidy, figure it out, and, continue to run. Give it to somebody else in a few months or so. What do you think, Beast? Loaded?
I'm not a big fan of Cassidy or Moxley, bro. The last time I actually liked Moxley is when he first came into AEW. When he had that feud with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And he has cooled off, I agree.
That was the last time he was watchable. After that, him throwing thumbtacks on the mat, bleeding 30 seconds into the mat.
Skewers.
Using screwdrivers. Yeah, I mean, he's graders. I don't care. Just keep it on Cassidy, I guess.
I mean, he's a deathmatch guy. It is what it is. What do you think, Kero?
I think for the sake of just seeing something new, we should put it back on Moxley. I know it's going to be the hot potato thing, but you can course correct that later on by making Moxley keep the title longer, hopefully, knock on wood, without getting injured again. Because Orange Cassidy had a match with basically everybody on the roster from other rosters as well, and he's done a lot with the title. So him being the champion again, are we going to tread the same waters? I don't want that. So at least let's see Moxley try to do something new with it. So I want Moxley to win.
All right, Tati, what do you think?
I might be biased here, but I'm going with Moxley. Something about Orange Cassidy is just not it for me. I do think he did bring some prestige to the title. I mean, he was the second person to hold it anyway, but because Pac didn't even have it that long. But I'm over it. I'd rather see Moxley. Moxley's more interesting. We're just now starting to see Orange Cassidy pick it up a little bit with some promos, but way at the end of your title reign is when you start picking it up. No, I'd rather see Moxley.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, he's trying to change the character, so, I can give it to him for that because, I mean, he could have easily just stuck to doing what he was doing. So, I guess you're right. I guess y'all are right. As far as the change, it would be different and give us something different with Moxley, but for the prestige and the value of the title, I'm sticking with Cassidy. What do you think, UTV?
Like Bryan was saying, man, Moxley has been the goddamn anchor for AEW for some time.
Yeah, right.
Moxley getting a vacation, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. Orange Cassidy, he's definitely done that title some justice, brought some prestige to it, like Tati said. And yeah, I wouldn't mind Cassidy returning.
Yeah. I agree. You know what? Honestly, I don't care who wins that match because Orange Cassidy would make sense to me for the title, but Jon Moxley would make sense as far as story and keeping it fresh moving forward. So whoever wins, wins. Now, what I think, probably won't be the main event, but one of the main events of the night, we got Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne versus Edge, Darby Allin, and Sting. What do y'all think about this match? Do y'all still have the excitement for it? And who do y'all think is going to take it? What do you think, Clint?
Well, obviously, I don't think they're going to have Edge and Sting lose. I mean, isn't this Sting's last match, or is that another?
You're talking January, February.
January, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say Sting and Edge.
That's in March.
Is it March?
Yeah, it's in March.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got some time. Might as well let Sting have a good run while he's on the way out. Just let him have fun. Let him win.
What do you think, UTV?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have Edge and Sting and them lose. Just go ahead and enjoy the ride while it lasts.
Okay, Tati.
Yeah, I agree too. I do believe Sting team is going to win, especially since Adam just came as well. But can we give some props to our stepdaddy Christian for just being the absolute best? Let me tell you guys something. When everybody was all up on Edge when their career started, I kept saying Christian is better, Christian is better, and everyone said no. Look at what he's doing right now. Absolute beast. He's a savage on the mic, and he's great in the ring still. Lovely. So, I mean, I would have loved to see the heels win, but it's apparent who's going to take the win on this one.
Yeah, and I said the same thing on a previous podcast. I think Christian was always better than Edge. Everybody sings Edge's praises, but I was always a Christian guy. What do you think, Kero?
I absolutely love the love Christian is getting because I felt the same way as well. Even back when he did his TNA run, even in the WWE, like his one more match and the matches with Randy Orton, even though he lost, those were so awesome. And it's one of my all-time favorites. Of course, he's gonna lose this match, which is unfortunate. But what can you do? I mean, it's Sting, and he's retiring, so we gotta give him his, flowers. I'm actually kind of wondering, is Ric Flair going to be involved? And is he going to take a bump? That's my biggest question. So I'm going to watch that match just because of that. Yeah.
Keep him away.
What do you think, Loaded?
Well, this is Edge's first pay-per-view match for AEW, right?
Yeah.
So, retiring. So, Edge is not going to lose, bro. I think he's going to spear Luchasaurus or Nick Wayne and get the pinfall. So yeah, I see them winning.
What do you think, Bryan?
I think Edge and Sting is gonna win, even though I do think that Christian Cage and them should take the W. But Edge and them will win the match. There's no way that they book Edge to lose in his first AEW pay-per-view.
Well, I'm going against the grain because I think they need to go crazy in this match. What I think needs to happen is at the end of the match or whatever, Edge needs to hit Sting with a nasty spear. Stand over Sting, Christian gets the pin, boom, Edge is now in Christian's faction, running crazy on AEW. That's what I want to see happen.
And that would set up. And that would set up
Come
Edge
on,
versus.
Edge and Christian have always been better heels.
And that would set up Edge versus Sting. So that would actually be cool. I would like to see that before Sting retires.
That's what I'm saying. I think Sting's retirement match should be against.
We can agree on some things, Kenny. There we go, my brother.
There we go.
I like that.
Yeah.
So that's the way I want to see this go, but that is the full gear card. I mean, that's not the whole card, but that's what we're going to talk about right now because we do got some other stuff to touch on. But Tati, we do want to thank you for joining us. Unless you want to stay to talk about the video games, or what do you want to do?
I'll listen to you guys. I don't mind. I don't know anything about video games, but I'll listen to you guys. I have no problem with that.
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to hit Tati with this video game talk real quick. What was the first video game topic we had up, Clint?
Let me get the list here.
Because y'all know it's one that we can jump right on. AEW Fight Forever while he's pulling up the list. We still don't have an update on this patch, or we don't know. We're getting a patch, but we still don't have an update on when Season 2 is coming out. Has anybody seen anything I missed as far as them actually releasing anything on it?
Nothing.
Nothing
Zero.
at all.
It's been quiet, and I think that's their big problem. So, because what they do is Season 2 is coming, y'all. And then they just be quiet. Like, you had some momentum. You had the AEW Fight Forever videos going on YouTube, and then boom, it just disappears because we don't get any more updates. They could have dropped something every week, like, oh, here's an attire, here's a new arena that's coming, or whatever. You know, just kind of drip feed it to keep people talking about the game, make people interested, and have them come back in. But I mean, just going quiet. It's like, oh, this is coming. We don't know when it's coming. Everybody leaves. You lost all your momentum now. What do y'all think?
I got two questions.
I don't know why they don't do that.
I got two questions about this. So, like, I feel like I don't know this off the top of my head, but like when the WWE games were made by Ukes, we had this exact same problem or something really similar to this. So could it be potentially because of the Japanese team and the language issue that they're not like, they don't know, they don't want to say anything either, it's because they don't want to get in trouble down the line? And is it like the same with the WWE 2K crowd with Visual Concepts? Like, is the same problem existing there?
Bryan, does WWE run into the same thing? Well, with WWE, I know for sure, like, they don't start marketing their game till like 1 or 2 months before it's released, right?
They do it before. They do it in January. January is when they drop the floodgates. They open it up and they start talking about the game.
Right.
So that's the one thing with WWE that they do.
But they do frequent patches on like the 2K games, right? Like pretty often.
Yeah, they do. When the way they do it is every DLC drop, there's an update.
Okay, and they give you like a roadmap, like when you know when the DLC is coming out.
Yes, they give us a roadmap. Yep, like what we know the dates when the game is dropping. We already know when the DLC dates are happening. We know August is the last DLC, and we know exactly what date that's coming, so we know what to expect, and we know to expect the patch on that date or the day before.
Yeah, and I mean, we could easily give them the excuse that it's a Japanese studio, but like they said, Kenny Omega, Aubrey Edwards, like they're all working in the game. You got to have some type of translator going over, like, hey, what's going on? We need to know what's going on.
Even then, I'm not cutting them that much slack, man. I mean, you have enough people that are American that work with you. I mean, even some of their Twitter people, X. They go and you can talk to them and they speak very good English and they'll text you in very good English. So I'm not cutting them that much slack. They just need to get their shit together in that studio and start giving fans what they paid for.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, they dropped the announcement earlier this month, so I'm still hoping we get something before Black Friday, but I don't know. Beast, Loader, you've been playing AEW Fight Forever after the patch. Is it playing better online, or like what do you think about the status of it right now?
I've barely been playing it. I played earlier today, and yeah, the matches are fine. Yeah, I think the reversals have improved a little bit. Yeah, I still have a hard time finding matches.
That's good.
That's because like there's no new matches. There's no new match types.
Yeah,
you gotta get people excited for the game.
Right.
Get them to play the game again.
I think that's going to be the biggest thing, the match types. But I was beating y'all down on the game last night, so I mean, it feels good. So we just got to get some more.
Oh, really?
We just got to get some more stuff on it. Come on, y'all know y'all can't handle the big war, dog. But what else we got?
You want to see Kenny get pinned?
What else you got, Clint? What else you got, Clint?
Well, they had 2K had their like earnings report or whatever, and they're talking about like the release window. You guys talked about this on your guys' channels. No, Kero did. I know Kenny mentioned it. They don't have the console listed. It just says to be announced. So there's speculation. Is it next gen only? So what do you guys feel about that?
I don't think so. I think it'll be on both consoles, just like how they did for NBA. Now, as for 2K25, I think that might be when they start doing the Xbox Series X and PS5 only.
Yeah, but I think now is better than ever. I mean, why not this year? I mean, you think about like a lot of the games, like EA, they cut off the last gen for their sports releases. So I'm surprised 2K doesn't do that to just get the most quality out of their game. I mean, or they could get another team to port it to the last gen consoles. I don't know if they do that yet or not, but I think it is smarter to put the full focus on the current gen consoles, especially how long has those consoles been out now? What are we looking at?
Ages.
2 years, maybe.
Yeah, I think about 3 years, right? Yeah, the new console's about 3
Yeah.
years. I mean, 3 years in the cycle, I think it's time to move forward. I
man,
hate to leave
listen.
people behind, but
Yeah. Xbox Series S, they are $200, my brother.
exactly.
Just go get you one.
If
I
you
understand
want it,
that
go get it.
I understand people's financial situations and hardships and things like that, but they've given us 4 years at this point. Yeah, 4
Mhm.
years by the time that WWE 2K24 comes out. So yeah, I mean, I think that's enough time to put $50 together every year and get you one.
But I think Clint mentioned this in his video. Like, there are still millions of PS4s out there, lots of money to be made. So why would you stop making that money?
There's still some
But a lot of-
PS3s out there.
True.
Exactly. There's still PS3s
Yeah.
out there. So, I mean, but a lot of companies do it. I mean, Mortal
I
Kombat
just-
is
I-
like the biggest fighting
yeah.
game on the market right now, and they cut off that last generation and move forward.
Yep.
If
If
you're
I'm being
sacrificing
honest-
your art,
Same thing with UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think though, if I'm being honest, I think us next gen users or current gen users at this point, we're getting the short end of the stick, because of them focusing on the last game as well. Because I feel like those resources that they're using on the last game should also be used for us as well. And I feel like that's just cutting their development time short when it comes to current gen. So I really think that we are getting the short end of the stick. So they don't get rid of the last gen consoles and all that. We're gonna keep getting a similar game every year, in my opinion.
I
Not
agree.
much is gonna change.
I mean, look at 2K14 was the last one on Xbox
They
360, right?
They moved on fast.
They moved
Yeah,
on
like
fast.
because
I think,
if you look at 2K15, like I remember like it was yesterday, everybody was saying that the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 version of 15 was straight ass, but the 360 and PS3 version was great. Like, come on now,
yeah,
bro.
but they didn't have PS3. You mean for 2K15? The one with John
Yeah,
Cena? That was
2K15.
that was like
Old gen.
PS4, Xbox One only, right?
No, it came out in the old gen, and
Oh,
the
I
old
didn't know
gen
it came out
version
in the
was
old gen.
better. Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember
They
that.
come
Oh, I
out,
didn't
yeah.
know. Okay, I thought that's when they jumped forward.
Maybe
Yeah,
it was
that was
16, 17, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, overall I think next gen only would be a good move for them, but we'll see if they take the jump. I think maybe they think about it a lot. That's why they put TBA on that, because think about it. They got the consoles listed on every game they're talking about, but next to 2K it says TBA. I think it means they might be thinking about making that decision up until the moment, but they don't want to commit to it because they don't know where they're going to go. So we'll see.
cool,
We'll
bro.
probably
Damn.
find out. Huh?
You can get a better game.
Yeah.
Like, plus you got AEW out now. You have a competitor now, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't a competitor, bro. They ain't
Put
worried about
competitor
them
in
right
quotations.
It's all right. They
They're not
coming.
right now.
They coming. Rome wasn't built in
No.
a day. Rome was
Yeah,
not
install
built in
base.
one day.
New content
Man.
now on Black Friday and Cyber Monday now. Like it's cheap during that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That's why I think the next game will definitely be next gen only. But I think this is the last one that's going to be cross gen because of that huge install base. The new consoles just aren't at that level yet as far as console sales and stuff.
They've
I
been
think
so
after
hard
that,
to get, though.
absolutely.
I mean,
Well,
you can get them
that's-
now,
that's
but yeah.
exactly the point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Agreed.
right. I mean, that's a good point. So, what's the next on the video game docket? But before we jump up, what about crossplay? Y'all think it's actually going to have crossplay next year?
I
Yes.
hope so.
I hope so.
I
Yeah.
hope so. It's so-
I'll bet my crib on it.
Bet your crib on it?
Okay.
Bet me $100.
All right.
Bet me my $200 from that UFC fight back.
oh
The
shit.
service.
Let's get it.
No, it's $300.
Get
That's
it
what
on.
I'm saying, B.
Just give
Let's
me
talk about these
$200.
servers, man.
All
Like,
right,
god
listen.
damn.
Oh, well. We going to the Royal Rumble, right? You give me my money back for the Royal Rumble ticket if it's crossplay. If it's not
How much?
crossplay.
Hold on. How much did you spend on that Royal
Oh,
Rumble
yeah, never
ticket?
mind. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, let's move on. Clint, what's next in the news?
Hey, I'll pay for your World's End ticket. I'll reimburse you
All
for
right,
your
all
World's
right.
End ticket.
Let's do it. Y'all see it on camera, right?
All right, somebody click
Yeah.
that.
Recorded.
So we can either talk about Ultra Pro Wrestling screenshot, or we can talk about what we want to see in 2K24, like new features. Because I know a lot of us made videos on a feature, like this feature would make it better. Like Bryan talked about crossplay. I talked about community creations.
Or how
Carrying
about we talk
forward.
about Ultra Pro Wrestling News being behind the paywall? Dun dun dun. All right, never mind. I'm just kidding. We can talk about
You want to go
that.
there?
Let's talk about
Go
the
there.
2K features. Like, what, Clint? If they were to add one thing in 2K, what would you want to see?
Well, I mentioned this in my video today. I want all my creations
Don't
to
give it all.
carry
Don't give us
over-
all of it now. We got to send them to the video.
to carry over to the next game.
Okay.
This just and how you could do that, I mentioned in my video. So I'll say that part for the video. But that's the main feature that I would like to see is your creations that you make. Because some people in the community make these amazing creations.
Yeah.
Forget the live service stuff. Just have your creations carry over to the next game. And that would make people like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to buy the next one. All my stuff, all this effort I put into the new game or into my characters, I could play on the new game. Hell yeah, I'll go buy the new game because they might get a little graphics boost or a little polish or whatever. And why not? I think that would be, to me, that would be the biggest feature because
So
then
kind
I
of
don't
like
have to spend the first
a
month.
cross game community creations type thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think they could do it. I don't see why not. I
I
mean,
have
it
two
depends.
ways
I
how they
guess.
can do it in my videos, though.
Yeah, I guess it depends though, because if they do like a graphics upgrade, those wrestlers will kind of look outdated, right? I mean, if they do a graphics upgrade, so I guess we'll see. That's an interesting one. What do you think, Bryan? All right, Bryan's a bit busy. Loaded. What would you want to see in 2K for them to actually improve the quality of the game?
Two things. I want crossplay. But they gotta improve
That's
the
a big
servers,
one.
bro. But
They got to.
I think the servers are gonna be the same. It's 23, terrible as always, bro. And a special guest referee match.
Okay.
That I would love to see, but not just singles matches though, because I can see them pulling that.
Yeah.
It's only stuck in like one-on-one matches. I want to see in tornado tag, triple threat, 4 ways,
Okay.
5, 6 ways. Yeah,
Kero, what do you
that's all I
think?
want to see.
Man, honestly, I just want them to improve the career mode and make it even text-based, but have it much more be dynamic and have many more generic storylines that can be applicable to any wrestler you select, and make it something akin to Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, where you can 20 years from now on go back and play it because of how dynamic and how just overall fun and how free you are. Like you can go challenge for any title and you get put in these crazy storylines, like just do that.
Yeah. So I was always, I love the voiceovers in games, even though they're not good. So I don't know how I would feel about it being like text-based. Like if they did a story designer, I would love that being text-based. That's fine. I completely understand. But if they do like a Road to WrestleMania type thing, which, I mean, that skipped me. So that's what I want to see. Road to WrestleMania come back. So I would hate for that to be text-based. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, kiddo.
I mean, ideally, obviously, I want 20 million voice lines, but we're talking about WW2K24. They got 8 months of development time. I just don't see that realistically ever happening. But that would really rock. I agree. Yeah. And I don't know, Road to WrestleMania, I love it. But it feels the same as it does with the showcase mode, where you just play it once and you're kind of done. Yeah. But I get where you're coming from. Absolutely, those modes are very fun. Yeah. Road to WrestleMania.
So I see what you mean. So that's what I want to see though, like a mode like Road to WrestleMania. I know you play it one and it's done, but I mean that's pretty much just me how I play all of my games. So if they did put that in there, put a calendar career in there. Like that one can have text or no story, because some people still like those too. But I just like the epicness of a Road to WrestleMania type thing. And how long did it take for them to do the War Games match? Like they said they were working on that for years or something?
Ages, man.
So I'm hoping, they got this story mode cooking up that they've been working on for ages, and they're just going to hit us with it this year. Like, boom, there y'all go. So we'll see. What do you think, Bryan?
All right, so my fault. I was tuned out with whatever was going on out there. But what was your question? So we were talking about features. Which feature
one
you
feature
want?
you would like to see added. Like, if they only added one new feature to 2K24, what would you want it to be?
They don't even have to add a feature for me to be completely interested. I think what they have to do is expand on universe mode and the cutscenes. If you do that and you expand and you give me promos, which I guess you can count it as a feature, but you give me stuff like that where I can make it my own sandbox, make my own stories just like real life, that'll be enough for me. I don't even need a new mode, nothing like that. Just give me that.
All right. Tati, what would you like to see them improve in 2K24?
She got no clue what the hell you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But I do have a question though.
Sure.
Tomorrow night, AEW Street Fight. What video game is that based on? Do you guys know?
Yes, Yakuza. Now it's called Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Japanese RPG game.
Yeah.
From that game is gonna play off in that match.
They just do like crazy street fights and hit people with like bicycles and just all kind of weird stuff. So I think that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna use weird weapons and stuff all over the arena. So
yeah,
it should be interesting.
Not like a death match, right? Kind of.
Nah, not really a death. I guess it can.
Weird
but
gimmick
you never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right, UTV, what do you think? WWE 2K24.
Well, I'm an online player just like B, so you know what I want. I want that damn crossplay because it is so depressing going online and you see 3 matches up. Out of everybody who plays WWE games, 3 matches up in a lobby section. It's depressing. We need better servers. We need crossplay. And as for offline, like you were saying, I definitely would like a more compelling, a more suspenseful storyline, you know, that catches you off guard. Like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? Because me personally, I mean, kudos to the 2K team, but I mean, it doesn't move me. The lock? Is that all you got for us?
Yeah.
The lock? And then when it, you know, the showcase mode, oh, get his body to critical. Oh, go do this. It's the same objectives. Like, come on now, bro.
Right. And that's you know what, the story mode, the career mode, that's the thing I look forward to most in these games, but I haven't even played through the lock and whatever the other one is yet. Just because after I finished the first match, they sent me backstage with the phone and the wrestlers on this. I want them to overhaul that. They got to do something different.
Yeah, it's too menu based. It needs to be more of like you get to explore and do stuff.
Yeah. And they did it before, so they could do it. Well, I guess Ukes did it, but I mean, hey, that looks good for the future of AEW Fight Forever. We'll see how that goes. All right. Anything else y'all want to touch on before we get out of here?
I think we should just. Oh yeah.
Has anyone played the GM mode for 2K23? How was it?
Ash.
It's not as good as it's better than the last one, but it's still.
I just don't see the difference between GM mode and universe mode. Again, I haven't touched those in a while, but like you would think they could just mesh those into the same mode.
What's funny is GM mode eventually became universe mode.
Yeah,
because people would complain about having to micromanage all the money and contracts and stuff. So they just got rid of all that.
GM, okay.
And so they took it all out, and that's what became universe mode. So then everybody wanted it back. They're like, okay, fine. Here's manager mode. And here's all the money management again. Here you go. You happy now?
Yeah, I'm sure some people play it and like it.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's fun.
I thought about playing it again, but the last time I had fun with GM was in SBR 07.
Thank you.
I used to spend hours playing GM mode back in the day. People always said, "Oh, my GM is not as good as the old version and the Smackdown versus Raw series." So I'm like, I'm not gonna play it then.
I'd say go back to the mode like 3 years later when they add all the features, and I think you'll like it.
Yeah, question: is GM mode online?
Mm-mm.
No, okay, because
I've been praying for them to do an online universe mode or
online universe mode would be so crazy, bro.
Awesome.
Crazy.
That'd be so fun.
All right, and you were going to say something, Kero?
I was gonna say let's shout out what's going on this Saturday.
For sure. So this Saturday, you want to tell them?
No, you tell them. You're the AEW guy.
So on Saturday, we will be doing a watch along for AEW Full Gear right here. So make sure y'all come tune in. Of course, we can't show the pay-per-view on the screen, but if y'all watching it, we can watch along with y'all. Y'all get the reactions real time. And come chop it up with us. And maybe we can pull some of y'all on the stage to tell us what y'all think about the match or anything. Come chop it up with us also. So it'll be fun. We'll see how we'll see how it goes. But thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Mike Tarver in the chat. I saw you in here the whole time. We appreciate you, buddy. VJC 1618, Ishan, Matt Batten. We got Trust No One. A symbol. Shout out to Matt.
Yes, sir.
Riley Anthony has been in here. Shout out to Jay Barnacles again. Kathy Crawls, everybody who's been with us the whole time. We appreciate y'all. Let's give our shout outs one more time. Clint, where can they find you?
As always, you can find me right here on YouTube at Stryzer Tube Wrestling. And you can find me on Twitter at Stryzer STW. Thanks for always tuning in the channel, and thanks for joining us every Tuesday. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, JB.
Yes, sir. Man, y'all can see me at Just Bryan. And yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all have stayed here throughout the whole time, means a lot. If you tuned in and tuned out, means a lot still anyway. All y'all support is appreciated.
Loaded.
Appreciate y'all checking out the show. You could find me at Loaded as a Beast on YouTube and all socials.
Kero, cero miedo.
Me, it's gonna be Kero the Goat on YouTube and on Instagram. You can find me at Kero Cero. And yeah, been a bunch of fun. Let's keep this going.
All right, and Tati, thank you for joining us again. Let them know where they can find you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. So you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just type in Wrestle Tati and you'll find me.
All right, and again, her links will be in the description. UTV.
Appreciate y'all for coming out. And you can follow me on Twitter, Unsanctioned TV. Subscribe on YouTube, Unsanctioned TV. Appreciate y'all.
All right, off the top, Bryan, take us out.
Hey man, but appreciate y'all tuning in today. If you guys do want to go on ahead, this is like the 4th time mentioning it, but we got to get it out there. Saturday we will be here for Full Gear, and appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all tune in and see everybody's here channel if you guys like us enough. But that's about it, man. Hope you guys have a good night, and thank you for watching us.
Off the top.
Off the top.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Nice.
I
I think